Ooh. Let me subscribe. I need to change my YouTube's algorithm into React channel. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Resident Evil 7. Is this the swamp one? Is this the one with the baby in it? I think. Is this Biohazard? What one's this one? 30 minutes! Yeah, fuck it, why not? React stream! React stream!
The Resident Evil games are the perfect balance between horror and goofy charm. Where's everyone going? Bingo? They're like the video game equivalent of those cheesy Amazon Prime movies, right up there with Sharknado 5, Global.
Are you talking about 8? It might be. It's where, sorry, it's where, the one where, you have Mia, who's your wife, and then you have another woman who's from, like, the families of, like, the swamp. I don't fucking know. I've only ever played, Resident Evil Village. And there was a big lady chasing me around.
He's lost touch with its roots and began moving in a more action-packed direction. This led to fans losing interest in the franchise after the disaster that was
me!
Resident Evil 6.
What the fuck?
So for Resident Evil 7, rather than trying to be the next Call of Duty, the game was narrowed down to a smaller, more focused story. And that focus was on scaring the pants off you. They went from trying to be the next Michael Bay film to using classic horror movies as a blueprint for this game. And while it was a huge risk, it may have resulted in one of the greatest survival horror games I've ever played. In this game, we take the role of Ethan Winters, who recently got a message from his wife Mia telling him to come here. Now this is because 2 years ago, Mia went missing, leaving behind not a single clue as to where she could be. Mia told us to find her all the way out here in Butt Cheek, Louisiana. But thankfully, there is nothing out here. Supposedly, she's inside that weird murder house, and we've got to go in and get her out.
I like how he's in it. He's acting himself in the fucking
Once we
game.
actually get into the house and walk through this clearly PT-inspired hallway, we're introduced to one of the biggest horror elements that this game uses. Rot.
Rot. Magus! It's the fucking coconut Reddit story all over again. Who's been fucking the Magus?
This kitchen that looks like the inside of a Twitch streamer's bedroom plays a fun.
My bedroom doesn't look like that,
fundamental
actually.
role in creating an unsettling atmosphere as soon as you walk in the door. The room is full of rotten food, weathered furniture, and little bugs scurrying all around. Clues hidden around, pointing at what evils might be.
Resident Evil Village is Biohazard's literally just Asmongold's house.
Which is my favorite. There's a newspaper detailing the disappearance of over 20 people in the last 2 years. I don't think it takes a genius to figure out what's going on.
Is today a 12-hour stream? No.
Bears. Just around the corner from this nasty kitchen is the attic, and you already know when you're in the murder house.
What the fuck is that? That's why it's called Biohazard. Shit, you'd have better chance surviving in this game than his house.
You gotta go up in the attic. This is the first of many save rooms. It's something that is incredibly iconic for Resident Evil and makes a lot of sense for a horror game, because it would be way less scary if you could just quick save and quick load whenever you wanted to. Although thankfully, you can save as many times as you want, unlike the first few games where saving depended on an item, and if you didn't have any more of that item, you couldn't save the game.
Whoa, I don't like that.
Rancid, rotten horror, but a horror
I like his shirt. It goes hard. Kingdom Hearts.
Without a little bit of analog horror. Inspired
You
by
don't
stuff
make
like
it
the Blair Witch
back.
Project and The Ring, Resident Evil 7
I'll do a 12-hour stream for I'll set a very high price. We can negotiate if you want.
has these VHS tapes placed all over. But this
What character in Elden Ring is this? Who's the rot people in Elden Ring? Or
Bambi straight from the Walt Disney Vault. Oh no. These are tapes made by different characters within the game and are used to reveal secret passageways or unfurl more of the story in this game. If you remember earlier, there was that van sitting out in front of the gate. Well, that belonged to a team of ghost hunters called the Sewer Gators. And this tape was their recording of exploring this abandoned house in the park. And they're here to investigate the disappearance of the
the rot shrimp? Okay,
and I'll just say,
I need to fix my
just
posture. You're right.
Baggins from Ghost Adventures, the greatest ghost hunter of all time, because immediately
You cannot bribe me.
this dude's producer goes missing.
Hey, shit, you can bribe me. I can be bribed. Andre.
See where Andre went?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, let's just fast forward that real quick. Long story short, they go and find a weird hole in the wall and they go through it and there's a ladder.
What is it with white people in horror games when they find a fuck-ass door or a hole? They can't help themselves but go in the fuck-ass hole or door.
That's scary and lives were lost. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, the important thing to acknowledge here is that we learn this house used to belong to a family called the Bakers. Dude called them backward. I don't really know exactly what that means. Apparently they went missing 3 years ago, suspiciously around the same time Mia went missing. Oh, and it revealed the little trap door with the handle in the fireplace. Honestly, it's a pretty interesting way to show you how to move forward while also making you terrified to do so. On the wall, you can find a painting of the Baker family that they talked about. And looking at them, they seem pretty normal. It makes you wonder,
are they not all like inbred and like the daughters are the, like, you know, white people when they hear about the evil ass murder hole that will kill you? I just noticed there's more quality options now. Wait, Slime! Are you serious? There's more quality options on my stream now? Wait, are we for real? Did it come back? Because I didn't change shit. So if there is, also it's on Twitch's end. So that proves that Twitch was just intentionally not giving me options. Which happens, it's okay. I think it's probably because you're watching in 480p, Aga. I think it's probably because the higher views you have, the more likely you are to get given options. So, you know, just saying. What is this? Thanks for this 160p of me. Yeah, I worked really hard so you guys would get good quality now, and you guys are fucking up.
Why the hell they need a secret passageway in their wall?
This is just how my house feels on Loki.
What kind of Scooby-Doo ass villain do you need to be to get one of these bitches built? Some random ass house in Louisiana.
It got worse? What are you talking about? You're rage baiting me. You're one guying me right now. What are you talking about? I made it better! Stop! I made the quality better. The model quality. It's fixed. It never used to be fixed. Shut up.
It just for fun. I'll spoil it for you. It still doesn't make sense by the end. I still don't understand why they did this. We just gotta move
just to be
on
scary.
And of course, it
horror
leads
game
to a prison cell, because why not? They must have had Doofenshmirtz draw up the plans for this house. And this prison cell is locked shut with a chain, which means it's time to engage in one of Resident Evil's age-old gameplay loops, where you have to go around and find a way
collect something while getting chased.
Something that took me hours playing the first Resident Evil games, just going around and trying to
Russia
find
debuff skill issue.
Was it a tough one in this one. All I had to do was look to the left.
Scary.
And there it was. Bolt cutters, and you pull them
bolt cutter.
What a puzzle. What a puzzle, man.
W. Thank you.
On the wall around the bolt cutters, though, are different missing person pages, likely representing the people that have gone missing that we read about.
Do you think for like these posters, you could just like submit a picture to the devs and give them permission and they might use it?
About in the newspaper earlier, and there's a little booklet that has a list of all these people, and next to their names it'll either say like turned or dead. Most of them say dead, but next to the cameraman it says L. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'm gonna assume he took one. Is that right? Hang on. No, I think, all right, what this little booklet also means they're doing some experiments. You know, this is almost like a fairy tale.
Oh, I'm sure this guy's gonna be a very normal, mentally sane guy. What is that? I'm sure he's gonna be really a really good chatter. Okay, sorry. Anyway, let me rewind.
The booklet also means they're doing some experiments here. You know, this is almost like a fairy tale where you save a princess from a dragon, except in this case, wife is my wife, and the dragon is a dirty kitchen and hillbillies. But honestly, I'd rather fight a dragon.
Has she been like in jail or imprisoned for like 2 years? I'm sorry, I don't know anything about this game. Hello, new chatter. I'm hesitant to say your name.
Meow.
Did anyone see you? Did he see you?
Gulp.
Who else is here? What the hell's going on?
Daddy's coming. We need to go.
Daddy?
We need to go now.
It seems like Mia's got a couple of screws loose and
They kept it in there.
And now she's gonna lead us even deeper into the weird labyrinth under this house. If
Why
she
did they
wanted to
keep her
get out,
alive
why
though?
would we not just go back the way that we came? I mean, I know
Right?
there's a broken ladder, but if this were anything like the other Resident Evil games, then one of them would just crouch down in front of the ladder and scream the other person's name until they got to throw them up. Come on,
Yep.
come on, come on, come on, come on.
Hurry up!
What I will say about this game is that the environmental storytelling is off the charts. I mean, just being able to discern the missing persons through newspapers.
Evelyn wants to keep her
pages on the
alive?
wall, as well as
I don't know any of the lore of this game.
disgusting environments. I mean, the person designing these environments must have had some bills.
Whoever designed this environment, they just needed to load up some Asmongold fucking pictures, man.
Because these look crazy good. Nothing is more crucial for effective horror than atmosphere, and these environments truly set the atmosphere from start to finish. But close runner-ups in horror necessities are scary dolls and loud noises off screen, and baby, we got them both.
Great. You leave her alone for 2 seconds. Ah, of course, of course.
You know, why would it be that easy? You know, this gives us a chance to walk around, explore a couple things, find a healing item, which I think is really funny in this game. The healing item is
it
just
you
like
just
a little
pour it?
bottle that you pour all over yourself, and then you
No, does that mean Ethan is part of the mold?
you're good. I think this is only rivaled by the Far Cry healing animations, which are just absolutely insane. And oh boy, look at that. The phone is ringing. What could be more important? So you go and answer this random
Because
family's phone.
in Resident Evil
my
Village,
God,
that's
it's a
what that
lady
meant in
who
that
knows
game.
everything that is going on and is going to tell us exactly where to go. But before we can do any of that, oh my God, Mia is crazy again. Whoa, oh gosh. Scary. Now at this point, it's like a switch has flipped within Mia, and she begins stabbing us like a rabid animal with a knife. And honestly, she looks terrible. Before, I meant
Hey. You don't love your wife if you don't let her stab you at least one fucking time.
that this game
Don't love her if you don't let her
uses
stab you
old horror
once.
movies as a
Don't make the
blueprint.
rules.
And Mia is our first real
Just
taste.
saying.
You see, in the Evil Dead remake from 2013, the main
She's allowed
character,
one.
Mia, is brought out to a cabin in the woods where her friends help
Oh,
her detox. off
dog.
the drugs. But underneath the cabin in the basement is
Oh.
the goddamn Necronomicon, a book made of skin with demonic texts inside. So naturally, they open
Reverse
it up
the
and
rules.
read it out loud. Because why the fuck not, I guess. And in doing so, they release
Right, Survivor, that's one big zap.
ancient evil that possesses Mia. And then throughout the movie, Mia has a constant battle between her and this demon inside of her. And her friends suffer the consequences, never really knowing if they're talking to Mia or the demon. I'm sure you can connect a couple dots here and see
So
that
she's
Mia
a
was
little
ripped
crazy.
straight out of the Evil Dead remake and plopped down in here. Not only does she got the same first name, but she also does that thing where she kind of flips between normal Mia
I hate
and scary
that.
Mia. When you copy someone's homework, you're not supposed to make it look too obvious. I don't think they got that memo. It could be argued either way.
So they copied the
whether this is
movie?
a tasteful tribute to the Evil Dead remake or a soulless copy-paste job. Personally, I like it. I think it's a good homage to that movie, and only because Mia is not the central antagonist of the game. I think
Okay,
if the game
okay.
is all about her, yeah, it'd be kind of shitty. But there's so much more to Resident Evil 7 that this very clear reference to Evil Dead does not feel cheap. And I think it helps that the developers went out of their way to state that the Evil Dead was a huge reference for this game. And
Isn't Evil Dead kind of like a meme franchise? Like the guy, I've only ever seen an Evil Dead thing once. Like I didn't even see the whole film. I just saw a clip, but it was like, it was so wacky that you couldn't help but just be like, they're doing this intentionally, right? Watch the most recent ones. Like it was so bad that it was like, there's no way, right? And I don't even fucking remember what one it was. I just remember it was really bad.
if that wasn't made obvious
There's your
enough
horror.
with Mia's character, what happens next is about to make it real
Comedy
obvious.
horror.
You see, in the original Evil Dead
Oh.
franchise, before the remake, specifically Evil Dead 2 in 1987, the main character, Ash, cuts off his hand with a chainsaw. That's one way to do no-fap. And now here comes good
I've
old
never
Mia
seen the
down the hallway
Evil-
with a chainsaw. Clearly meant to make us think that she's gonna cut off our hand. Oh my god! Go!
Oh, she
The
does.
difference here is Ash actually put the chainsaw on his hand, and it's awesome. And Ethan Winters just put that bitch in his pocket and walked around stumping.
He's shooting his wife! So what that she chained off your hand? What the fuck, bro? Stop shaking. Happy affiliate anniversary. Thank you, Snow Heron. Thank you so much.
Mia may be taken care of, but as soon as she goes down, a new threat appears.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to the family.
Oh, a man! No, fuck! Shit!
We mentioned it briefly, but I think now is a good time to talk about the Baker family and what really happened.
Oh
with
god,
Mia.
terrifying.
For you. So basically, Mia, that sweet, beautiful woman who could do no wrong, actually a super spy. And she was here doing super spy stuff. When she disappeared 3 years ago, she told Ethan she was going off to do a babysitting job. Lie. She was actually on a
She's an
big
FBI
ship
agent.
helping to transport this little girl named Evelyn by sea. Evelyn was like patient zero for this crazy bioweapon that they
Why
called
has
the
everything
Mold. Long
changed?
story short, they were on this ship and it crashed. Now stick with me on this.
What the fuck happened?
Marguerite, Lucas, and Zoe Baker were all living happily, peacefully in their Louisiana home that for some reason has Scooby-Doo traps in it. One swampy bayou day, Jack Baker finds Evelyn and Mia washed up on shore after that ship had crashed, and he, being the good Samaritan that he is, brought them into his home.
Let's get this.
I don't know if I just zoned out or if that sequence went far too quick. Who the fuck is Evelyn? I love the Scottish accent. Thank you. Welcome in, Snow. By the way, where can I see your affiliate anniversary? I don't even know if it's today. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm rewatching the sequence. This just threw me off the whole tone of the game because it's so different, but I guess that's the whole point.
Welcome to the family, son.
Welcome to the family.
Papa. We've mentioned it briefly, but I think now is a good time to talk about the Baker family.
Okay, we're listening.
Really
Lock in.
happened with Mia.
Lock in,
Did
lock
low
in.
down for you. So
Lock
basically,
in.
Mia, that sweet, beautiful woman who
Mia?
could do no wrong,
Wife?
actually a super spy, and she was
Spy.
here doing super spy stuff. When she disappeared 3 years ago, she told Ethan she was going off to do a babysitting job. Lie. She was actually on a big ship helping to transport this little girl named Evelyn by sea. Evelyn was like patient zero for this crazy bioweapon that they called the Mold. Long story short, they were on the ship and it crashed. Now stick with me on this. Jack, Marguerite, Lucas, and Zoe Baker were all living happily, peacefully in their Louisiana home that for some reason has Scooby-Doo traps in it.
So she was on the ship to help transport the Mold, aka Evelyn. She's a biohazard weapon, and she has now rocked up in the swamp to this random ass family, and I guess they're together now. Like for some reason, Evelyn and Mia were like together.
Day, Jack Baker finds Evelyn and Mia washed up on shore after that ship crashed, and he, being the good Samaritan that he is, brought them into his home.
Let's get this poor girl some fresh clothes and into a warm bed. We'll put her in Lucas's old room.
The Bakers gave them a place to stay and took care of her. But remember, Evelyn is basically a bioweapon, and this mold she was infected with is contagious. Now, the mold affects people in stages. The first stage is increased regenerative abilities. The second is when the brain gets infected and the host starts to become mind-controlled by Evelyn. And the third is total cell replacement. Basically, their whole body gets replaced with mold and they get super strength and stuff. Now, the Baker family had no chance of understanding what they were being turned into. And as we are brought to the big family house, apparently there's another house, we are shown exactly what they've become.
No, Evelyn, you may be a mold girl, but you're not racist. I believe, right?
Where?
Oh,
Where
that's
am
the...
What the hell?
Rise and shine, sleepyhead.
I love how out of everything here that's rotten, disgusting, and moldy, they kept the beer fine and safe and clean. W.
Time for supper.
At least they have the priorities right.
This sweet, caring family has become a twisted reflection of what they once were. And this dinner scene stands out to me most out of anything in the game because of how disturbing it is. And it also stands out as one of the strongest references to classic horror. Specifically in this scenario, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Just looking at the two scenes side by side, you can see that they are directly parallel. And beyond just the visual similarities, what I see here more as a parallel is a family that is living through a disgusting, terrible, horrific scenario, behaving as though it is completely normal. Behaving normally in wildly abnormal scenarios is peak horror, and both of these families behave as though—
Oh, is that why you guys like my streams so much? I act completely normal even though like I'm not.
it is just
And it's like
another
a horror
family dinner.
in
I know
itself.
that's a lot of references and shit to take in, but what's crazy is
Stop trying to
just the
fucking
tip of the iceberg.
play!
The references to classic horror movies go even deeper as each one of these little
Damn, that would be the freshest fucking thing on the dinner table.
at the table represents a
Shit.
core piece.
Oh,
of
they don't
horror
eat
history.
each other,
The
okay.
intro was pretty cut and dry with old spaghetti hair over here being the
Your
main
life is a horror
focus
movie for sure,
that
okay.
portion. But the rest of the game
Yeah.
is split up into different sections, and each one
Oh.
of these Baker family members is the focus or antagonist of that section.
Oh,
And the first one
oh.
we focus on is Big Papa Jack Baker. Once the dinner scene goes a little wild, they try to make you eat some food, a hand gets cut off, blah, blah, blah. Everybody gets up and leaves conveniently, and you are given free roam. to
Of course, the
explore
grandma's
house.
gonna
You
wake
can
up,
find
isn't
some
she?
ammo, try out the couches, slap around Grandma a little bit. But after a short
Wait,
time,
what? What? Oh, super grandma? Oh no.
Jack Baker chases you through this house, but walking, never running. Why? Because Jack Baker
Aura.
and this section are the embodiment of the slasher film. Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, or The Shining, one of the most iconic slasher films ever made that stars a murderous father named Jack.
A little slow tonight, isn't it?
He's not running at you because that is rule number 1 of the slasher film.
You
The
lose your
scary
aura if you
guy
start running.
Always walks menacingly at you. He never runs. And
Sure.
somehow he always catches up to you anyway. The only way to escape from Jack is
That's
through
why
this-
it's scarier when a man's walking behind you. And what if he's running? It's scary.
Well, I know Fred is walking around with that dumb fucking ascot around his neck somewhere. This is like peak Scooby-Doo
Oh.
shit. I seriously don't understand how this
Were those
random
pet
Bayou
carriers?
house has more
They are.
passageways than the damn Batcave, but it provides for a good exit, so whatever. After crawling around in the floorboards a little bit, little worm guy, we make it to the second save room. And would you look at that?
Oh,
Another
phone.
call just for me. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for Hugh.
No, sorry, I think you have
Hugh?
the wrong number.
No one named Hugh there?
Humongous.
Yeah, no one named Hugh here.
Last name Janus?
Sorry, don't know what to tell you. I've never met a Hugh Janet.
You did good, Ethan.
Zoe, right? What the fuck are they?
Shut up and listen if you want to.
Zoe? Who's Zoe?
You gotta get out of that house. There might be a way out through the main hall.
Okay, go now.
And that thing on your wrist is a codex. Don't lose it. It's
Don't
important.
lose it.
All right, 2 things. One, that was
Wait,
Zoe
the hand's
Baker. I didn't
back.
mention her name before, but she is
Wait,
one
the
of
hand's
Bakers.
back.
For some reason, she
Stitched
has
back on.
remained sentient.
Okay.
I'm still not like fully clear on why. I'm sure there's a reason. I just never clicked for me.
Maybe
She
'cause
pretty
she's,
much
like, not
guides
there?
us through this whole game over the phone. And 2, I don't
Hi,
know if
Dylan.
you've noticed yet, but Ethan's hand is like stapled
Staple.
onto his body. It's fine and, like functional. I wonder what's going on there.
He's part of the mold. That's like the first symptom.
I don't
He's
know,
infected.
Maybe something. Maybe
He's
some
infected.
shenanigans, like a little bit of shenanigans. He got the mold. It's like a
Yeah.
whole.
He got the mold.
Leaving the safe
Yep.
room leads you right back out into the house. The game plan is to go up to this window, talk to this cop. Oh boy, he's gonna be helpful, and he's definitely not gonna die. Oh crap, who could have seen that coming? This triggers a boss fight with Jack Baker. And now
I've
Jack
seen this
is
boss fight. You drive
far
into him,
too
right?
molded
I've
to
actually
just be
seen
shot
this.
in the head and killed. And so with this boss fight, we gotta get a little creative. Hit him with a car.
Yeah, I've seen
This
this.
would normally kill any person, but if you think that's the end of Jack Baker, then you
You're
clearly don't
wrong.
know rule number 2 of slasher films: the killer always gets back up.
Go.
Pay no attention, boy. You're about to see some wonderful.
That's gonna be me in front of someone at the most minor inconvenience
Whatever, he's
ever.
out of the way now, which gives
If I could slime myself in front of one person one time, I
us
would
the
do it just like that.
and shoots himself in the head, I guess. Whatever, he's out of the way now, which gives us the opportunity to get a funny medallion and put it on the door because keys are for bitches. And
If I
with that,
had
we
an extra
set free
life
into
and someone
the
pissed me
main
off,
house,
I would
the
do
most
that.
classic
Just in front of them.
Resident Evil settings.
Give them life trauma forever. Domino's guys gives me the wrong pizza. He's getting fucking pizza. He's never gonna see the tomato sauce in the pizza ever again. He's never gonna see it the same way.
Resident Evil game takes place in a mansion that is extremely similar to this. Inside the mansion, there were few zombies compared to what later entries might have. I'm trying to find like the good things to say about this game.
I was watching someone play the new Resident Evil game, And there were so many moments in it where you just literally have to run in circles around the zombies because the game just does not give you ammo to deal with them. And I thought it pulled you out the game a lot. I didn't even finish watching the whole thing. I should have though, but it was a bit goofy. Oh wait, what the fuck? Look out, train! Oh! Goodbye, Leon Kennedy.
But each one of them was a stressful encounter to either kill or try and get around in the narrow hallways and with the weird, like, very hard to tell what's going on control schemes. The core gameplay loop of Resident Evil
14-year-old boy hair when he's like 50.
Opening different doors, solving.
I thought Leon's hair was fine. It just should have been thinner. It shouldn't have been so full. I think the style was fine. But they made that shit look like a fake wig when it should have looked more natural and slightly thinned out. It was too thick.
Puzzles so that you could get keys and open.
Probably is a wig. I mean,
it's basically just a big scary scavenger hunt. Now this mansion
the
here
boy's
in Resident
bald.
Evil 7 is most definitely meant to reflect that, what with its various themed keys and puzzles, as well as a great homage with this shotgun in here. There was a shotgun on the wall in the original Resident Evil where if you picked it up, it would like undo a mechanism and you would get locked in, and so you had to find a broken shotgun and put it up there, and then you could leave. And so they put that same thing in Resident Evil 7, which I really like. But they did not put the dog hallway. That remains in Resident Evil 1 and you might not hear.
No, fuck! No! No!
Oh.
No! Why do bad things happen to me?
Mold dog.
I do love this game. I really, really do. But it almost seems to me like instead of writing this game outright, it was more like they just assembled a puzzle and all of the pieces were different media that they enjoyed. I think it works when you put it all together and you're experiencing it. But when you lay it out like this, it's a little iffy. Anyway, eventually Jack catches up because, like I told you, the killer's never dead. Rule number 2. In slasher movies, the scariest part is not when the person running gets caught. It's the chase.
I'm bald like him! I don't have the mold though, I don't. I'm probably like one of the only VTubers that don't have mold. I don't have the mold. Did you guys see the coconut mold on Twitter? I need to pull this up. The fuck? Where is it? It was Grimmy. Crayley has mold in her phone! Bro, I saw that as well. No, bro, look at this. The mold! I don't even think I'm logged in on Twitter here. Yeah. No. The mold. That's crazy. Actually insane.
Being chased with the near misses.
How do you even get mold in your phone case? I don't understand.
Won't hear you. And this is something they get so incredibly right with Jack Baker. As we're exploring and looking for these keys that we need,
oh,
Jack
that's
Baker
sick.
is either right behind us or nowhere to be seen. The horror comes from the atmosphere set in this mansion. I mean, seriously, the environment
moisture inside the case.
People that
yeah, but how? Does that happen if you live like in a hot area? How does it get inside your phone case?
Out of the park. And 2, because we know we can't kill Jack Baker. We hit him with a car and he shot himself in the face. He's not gonna die. We can't face him head on. So we have to run. In that choice between fight or flight, one of those options has been removed. Flight is all we got. I've always said this when watching horror movies. Like, you know, when they shoot the guy and then he gets up, I'm thinking, man, let's just cut him up into like little pieces. Like I'm talking little tiny cubes. What is he gonna do if he's cubes? Michael Myers not gonna come get you if he's cubes. And if
coin
he does,
in the
what is he gonna do
toilet.
if he's cubes? Are the little pieces gonna come rolling at you? That's stupid. The fucked up thing about Jack Baker is
look at the bath.
will
I bet you need to stick your
come
fucking
rolling
hand
at
in
you.
there.
And it will only be stupid until they form into a big moldy mass and eat you. After a little game of Duck Duck Goose that seems to have gotten out of hand, we get a brief moment away from Jack Baker.
How many
where we go
houses do they
down
fucking
into the
have?
Basement / morgue / why is any of this here? And honestly,
Yep,
this
true.
is one of the weakest points in Resident Evil 7. Wandering through these terrifyingly claustrophobic halls, we are faced with dark, lumbering creatures. These
What is
are
that?
called the Molded.
The
And they
moldy.
suck. I mean, they can hurt you, but at the end of the day, you kind of just go around them. It was hard to go around zombies in the first Resident Evil because, I mean, the hallways were a little tighter and the camera angles and controls made it impossible. But in this game, you can move around pretty easily. And, I mean, the mud guys just look kind of stupid. They're just like little mud boys. It may have been scary if they just put one beefy one down here that chased you all around through the basement, kind of like Ustanok from Resident Evil 6.
Okay, but this guy's just a gamer who isn't getting scared. I would be fucking shitting myself if that happened to me.
Greatest character in all of fiction.
Look at him!
Oh my god!
But they're copied and pasted all throughout this basement, and they're really just cookie
there's like
cutter
10 of
bullet
them.
sponges
Great.
meant to make, I don't know, slightly inconvenience you. Clearly, the Bakers were the stars of the show here, and these little things were just plopped in here to give you something to fight. Thankfully, they're not that hard to kill, but I find them to be an annoyance more than anything. Now, our little section with Jack Baker comes to a head in this creepy-looking murder dungeon, where he continues to eat our bullets like they're nothing. There's no way we stand a chance against this guy. That is until he opens up a little fence and we get a chainsaw. This is the cut him up into little pieces moment that I've been waiting for my entire life.
The fucking chainsaw 1v1ing. Oh my
This boss
god.
fight works a little strange mechanically, but his maniacal laughing.
Nah, it's just in the room drawing up the boss fights. What if we had a chainsaw? No, wait. What if we had two? No, wait. What if one of the chainsaws opens up like a fucking mouth? Cinema!
Insane chainsaw scissors keep the tension pretty high. To cement the Evil Dead references even further, while you're fighting Jack, you can hear him yell out, "Groovy." This is a evil. They did that in Evil Dead. The fight is intense, but eventually he pops like a balloon, and that concludes our time with Jack Baker. Sadly, you need to break the chainsaw to get out of here. I would have loved an opportunity to go full Ash on him, but this does mean we can move on now to Marguerite Baker. Now, it's hard to pin down a genre for Marguerite
Resident Evil seems to love giving you the chainsaw moment where the chainsaw can only be used at that one part in the game and then it never comes back.
But the
it was the same in the new one as well, no?
Weird, gross bug shit.
Ew.
Slashers, she's weird, gross bug shit. Her design was inspired by a movie called The Brood, which I would also classify as weird, gross bug shit, and it definitely works in this context. Apparently, Marguerite, as her infection was spreading, gained a connection with all the little bugs out in the bayou, and it gave her the ability to control them and leave all these like weird.
I'm such an empath that if I got controlled by the mold, I would also form a connection with all the bugs. Weird,
gross hives everywhere. Marguerite kind of does the same thing that Jack does, where she'll menacingly walk around, but when she gets close to you, she'll just like swarm you with bugs. It's similar, but it definitely doesn't hit the same. I'd say of the three, her section is my least favorite, and that is not helped by her insane boss fight. She chases you to this weird outbuilding where you'll never guess. You get
There's a basement.
By a bunch of bugs, and she chases you around there with her weird, spindly little arms. Her body's contorted into some kind of spider, and she's formed some big weird hive on her lady parts. The boss fight with Jack was at least like this cool action.
Never mind, actually, I would not.
Big weird hive on her lady
no,
parts.
I take it back, actually.
Cool action
no, I take it back, actually.
You just
No.
like kick Marguerite in the cooter until she turns to stone. And
Shooting her in the fucking vagina.
I'm not gonna spend any more time talking about her section because frankly, I find it pretty dull, especially when compared to the next section with Lucas, the son. The guy who got his hand cut off. Or like Nub Brothers. Lucas is a huge genre shift. When we first encounter him, he's got these lights leading us upward.
Oh, this looks funky.
Guides our path. And a TV left with a message for us. Forward. That's better. See, at this point in the game, we're looking for a set of ingredients that can be used to make a cure for Zoe and Mia. And as it turns out, Lucas has them. And he'll give them things, but in return,
Zoe is infected.
the walls are lined with plastic. Bombs are placed along our path. Lucas has handcrafted this path to the mansion. And as you walk it, he's taunting you, torturing you. And if you haven't picked up on the genre that Lucas is based on, I want to tell you about a little movie called Saw.
You want to play a little game?
I'm sorry, I fucking love that clip.
Traditional slasher movie, Saw does not feature a killer.
I've actually never seen Saw.
Victims like prey. No, instead the killer places his victims in a highly controlled environment where he orchestrates a series of games that these unwilling participants must play. I'm gonna be honest, those movies are pretty gross and I can't really watch them anymore. One time I got really high and someone put on a Saw movie and it freaked me out. But I think it's a cool concept and it's played out pretty well here. See, Lucas embodies this torture horror and it is reflected in our first boss fight with Lucas, where we don't actually fight Lucas. Instead, we're led down a path to this mutilated monster and forced to fight it, while Lucas, over the intercom, acts as a twisted moderator.
Twisted moderator? Yeah, I know the type. I have a couple of those too. Schwip, hi Schwip.
Shoutcasting the entire fight, the lights, the speakers, and this is just the beginning. Upon our path, Lucas has left a corpse.
You're
Lucas
next.
Has the code to the door that he wants us to walk through next, and as soon
Not
as
Greer
we do,
Reeves.
he's right there to shut it behind us. And now we are trapped in this room that he has built for us. It might as well be ripped straight from a Saw. Our objective is to light a candle.
No, I'm sorry. Knock knock, is anyone there?
Straight from a Saw movie.
It's like when you're fucking OCD stuck in the house, you gotta touch your door 5 times before you leave.
Is to light a candle and put it on a cake. Pretty simple. Only it's not simple. In fact, it is a very convoluted set of puzzles that was slightly infuriating, but overall very stimulating. Really though, unlike a Saw puzzle, the game is completely rigged here, and no matter what you do, you will always end up being the loser. That's a reference to It. It's a clown that calls loser into your arm, and it's they say that in the movie. It's It in It. You've seen It? It's a movie called It. There's a clown. He says loser. It's like a whole thing. The only way to actually overcome this puzzle is to outsmart Lucas, or be bomb-proof, I guess. Lucas is an exceptionally well-done depiction of this kind of horror. The entire time that he is around, he remains in control. And the second that we gain the upper hand, he's gone like the wind. This deep into a game, after we've gone up against such wacky enemies, Lucas gives the player a sense of powerlessness that is really crucial to keeping the horror alive. Nothing about Marguerite was that scary. In fact, it was just kind of gross. But Lucas truly takes all control away from the player and keeps you guessing what's going to happen next, which is very, very good.
What the fuck is that?
That's all the bakers. With Lucas in the wind, we can finally take a breath and save our wife. Sick bitch, what did I tell you? Rule number 2, the slasher never dies. He's still here, baby. He just looked like a raisin. This fight with Jack Baker is, in my opinion, completely unnecessary, but to be fair,
wait, that's his son?
I really hate those boss fights where it's just a big guy and they have big eyes and you gotta shoot the eyes. I think Dead Space 3 kind of just ruined that for me. But they're playing by slasher rules, baby, so he's gotta come back. This boss fight is less about him and more about the
what happened? That's a dad again. Okay.
And the problem is,
cure
we
him.
have 2 cures. So after we kill him, we have to go back to Mia and Zoe and make a choice. And it's such...
The one thing I've seen about this game is this choice.
a hard decision, so heart-wrenching. On the one hand, we've got...
Crazy that you'd pick some random woman that you met, like, that day over your wife, bro.
You know, your loving wife who's been missing for 3 years, and you came all the way here to find her. And on the other hand, there's the girl who was on the phone. Yeah, you pick Mia. That's the canon ending, is you pick Mia. Why would you pick Zoe?
Yeah, why would you pick Zoe?
Honestly, if you do pick Zoe, she just dies anyway. There's no reason to pick Zoe. This is such a stupid choice, but whatever. You save Mia, you stab her. Zoe gets mad, whatever. Fuck you, I just met you. This is literally my wife. Why would I do anything different? You get on the boat with Mia, you ride off into the sunset just like
yeah, why the fuck would you pick a random woman over your wife? If you pick that ending, you're fucked.
Before we can get away, we're faced with the final enemy of this game. The one who started it all. Now, I know I told you about the Mia being a secret agent and all the history with the Bakers and stuff like that early on in the video, but it's actually
imprinting
of the game where they lore dump all of that
stuff.
No,
Evie, or the fuck her name was,
a little less confusing.
imprinted on Mia.
That the Bakers were initially this beautiful, loving, caring family and had been tragically warped into these nasty things makes them like even scary. I think it's stupid that they just don't tell you what's going on and then trauma dump everything on you at the end. But one thing I think was worth holding on to until the end here was the little more backstory we get on Evelyn. Evelyn was just a little girl who wanted a family, and Mia and this other dude were kind of acting as her fake family, but she wanted a real one. So she infected the Bakers and made them her family. All she needed was, I think they said it was like she needed a dad. I don't understand why Jack Baker wasn't her dad, but I don't think I'm getting the full picture. Either way, she is the reason that Ethan was summoned out here. He was gonna be her papa. While they're on the ship, Ethan gets trapped in the mold, and then he gets a bunch of visions from like Jack. Seriously, I'm telling you, Slasher never dies. He came back in a dream. It kind of counts. Where all the Bakers represented different kinds of horror, I believe Evelyn represents psychological horror. She takes over your mind so that you can never trust anything that you see or hear. That's terrifying. Countless films use this kind of horror, and that's because it is a kind of horror that really sticks with you. Each of the Bakers was violent in some way, and violence, while scary, is a means to an end. There's like an anticipated outcome. And for your mind to be warped so that you can't trust anything that you see, slowly losing yourself, that is far scarier than anything physical. Walking again through the Baker's house, we're shown things, we hear things that cannot possibly be there. Evelyn is in Ethan's head, and there's only one way to get her out. And guess what?
Uh-oh. Do we go?
She's old. Oh my God, that was Evelyn the whole time. The grandma was Evelyn. Holy smokes, I knew there was some shit.
Should have just slimed her.
And now she's gonna melt down and get all scary like Monster House. This is just like Monster House. Evelyn has been right in front of us the entire time, around every corner, and yet we did nothing.
What the fuck?
I did try to shoot her a couple times, but that's just because I'm a bad person. There's a crazy boss fight with her. It gets a little wild. She gets big. You start to shoot the bulbs.
Okay, so when you went on the boat with Mia, you basically got caught in the mold or some shit, and then Mia came and saved you, and then this shit happens.
It's awesome, but it wouldn't be Resident Evil if someone didn't throw you a weapon right at the end.
Yeah, okay. I want to make sure I was getting that correct. That was a bit confusing. Evelyn chased them, okay. But if Mia took the cure, why can she like not resist it anymore again? If she's cured, right? Or maybe the cure only cures you if you had it, but then you can get reinfected? Jesus.
I think the question here is, does this work? Does
reinfected there? Okay.
Work together? My answer? Hell yeah, sometimes. I mean, like it's pretty good, but I mean, I don't know, some parts kind of sucked. It was pretty good. Yeah, the amount of references to other horror media.
Is this that one guy? Wait, who's the fucking guy in Village that comes and saves you and you play as him at one point? And apparently he's in like a lot of Resident Evil games. I don't know, I don't play Resident Evil games. Chris? Yeah.
Kinda insane.
I loved Chrissy's weapons.
And it makes me wonder if
Chris motherfucking Redfield. Is that him?
I just liked all the things that it was referenced.
I don't know, I can't tell. I don't think that's him. He was buff. Yeah, this guy isn't big.
All the things that they like and mashing them together and putting their own sauce on it. Yeah, sure, this game is kind of just a copy paste of a bunch.
It's kind of a clusterfuck of like 500 things.
Is that it has the sauce. I had a good time.
It has the sauce.
Really, that's all that matters to me. And honestly, I love that it brought Resident Evil back to its roots.
I can't see an airplane scene the same anymore because the Sons of the Forest was so fucking bad. Now that whenever I see someone in a fucking plane looking out the side in the woods, Jesus Christ.
While I had fun with Resident Evil 6, it was one of the most hilariously awful games I've ever played, and it was only
hilariously awful.
This is genuinely fun. Anyway, game good, video over. Click the card right here, watch another thing.
It did work and it resurrected the franchise. Really? Was the franchise dying before this game? I wouldn't know because I've never played any of them except Village, and that was kind of recently. W video? Ooh. Based on Asmongold's real life house. That's what I'm fucking saying. I've been saying that. Pretty clean in comparison. No puke covered shower curtains or blood smeared walls. No way he has this, right? 6 was the nail in the coffin, and then they were just on a roll with the remakes along with 8 and 9. Oh, was 6 like really, really bad? Your format is a real treat for the eyes. I actually really like the fact that he went through all the effort to actually like put himself in the game. That was funny as fuck. I've never seen that before. The weirdest Resident Evil. This guy has a few Resident Evil videos we could watch. Maybe not today, but I'll subscribe and keep this guy in mind. No, I actually already was subbed to him, but I did it on my other tab after I loaded up this one, so that's why it looked like I wasn't subbed. Hi, couple! The editing is W for real.